Welcome into Texas Football Days, the features. I'm Ric Renner. As we celebrate the new football season, we're honored to tell the stories that make football, especially on the high school level, such a big part of the culture here in Texas. This is a collection of some of those tales, like Galena Park North Shore in the 2018 state championship game, a tall tale with an unbelievable finish.
I didn't lose faith. I had that feeling that something's going to happen and we're going to win. That last play, it was do or die.
I knew I was catching that ball. Like, when I seen it in the air, I was like, oh yeah, I'm finna catch this.
We just won a state championship, undefeated.
It was just legendary.
Can you put one word to describe the finish of that game?
North Shore. That's 2 words, but it's North Shore.
An iconic moment in Texas high school football. The culmination of a back-and-forth battle between 2 undefeated powerhouses that featured 8 lead changes. Duncanville goes up by 1 with just over a minute to go.
The man they called JJ puts the Panthers back in front.
North Shore answers with a drive into scoring territory when a costly penalty took them out of field goal range.
Holding. Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty.
And they're trying to get him settled down, knowing they've got 1 play left.
I was like, man, I let my team down. Like, oh, it's all my fault.
Some guys crying, some guys, upset, screaming and yelling. I'm praying. I'm like, nah, we not going out like this.
So we still got a chance.
When we got to the huddle, it wasn't a good huddle.
They wanted to run like trick play to do the laterals and stuff.
A play named Boise. Boise is a trick play.
The original plan was, because of the distance, we thought that Boise would be more appropriate at the time. But, it's amazing what your kids can tell you non-verbally when you're in a huddle.
And the receivers were like, nah.
At the time, so much was going on. I was cramping and everything. Like, everybody was like, that ain't it. He was like, nah, that ain't gonna work.
But you could see it in our kids' eyes. It was just kind of a look around, and there wasn't that sense of confidence. And then you hear Coach Gasson say, nah, let's go Hail Mary. And then, you saw that look, you saw that spark.
We practice that at the end of every practice. That's what we go to, especially during the playoffs, because you never know what kind of situation you're gonna need.
The main part is going to be these 2 guys, the point man, number 1, and the outside receiver right now. This is going to be the Hail Mary that we're looking to catch. Reminding Demetrius to give him a chance. At that point, adrenaline is racing through a 15-year-old kid's veins. So make sure that the ball's in play, and then give these receivers an opportunity to either catch it or to tap it back to the trailing receiver. I was trying to compose myself, and I took my headsets off.
Raise it up, takes off his headphones, then he looks at us and he says, let's see what happens.
Jordan Revels, of all kids, the defensive player, was the one smile on his face as I'm walking back to the sideline telling me,
Trust the process, because I trust it. So I told him I trust the process, and I feel what's gonna happen.
And just to hear it from one of your kids, just to kind of believe in the process, relax, focus, and let's go ball, that was a special moment.
Three seconds to go. Now it's down to this.
As soon as I snapped the ball, I looked to not get sacked. I seen DN coming, stepped up. It was clear. I was like, oh yes, I just threw it hard as I could.
Davis gonna heave it for the end zone.
When the ball went up in the air, I'm looking like it's like slow motion. At first it looked like it was going out the back of the end zone. I knew I had to catch it because it was $1 million to me. It felt like it was worth $1 million.
And it is caught! It's caught! It's a touchdown!
It's like the whole stadium like shook.
And everybody just ran on top of him. I was like, oh, and I just started running too. I was like, whoa, he really just catch that? I was like, oh, I'm running on the field. Let's go, let's go.
North Shore has won the state championship on a Hail Mary on the final play of the season.
Hail Mary.
When their hands went up, I don't know where my helmet went. I just tossed it up and I just ran somewhere on the field. I ran. I didn't know where I was going.
The greatest feeling of my whole entire life. It's like I didn't even know what was happening.
Kind of unbelievable. Like, I feel like it never happened.
An ending so amazing that AJ broke Coach K's rule to not look up at AT&T Stadium's massive screen.
I don't know what he was going to say, but I was looking at that screen now. I had to see. I looked at that screen, and I was like, God, that's a big old screen, and I'm on it.
Where does this rank in your life?
Hail Mary for the state championship. That's number one.
Number one. This is like top of the list. Like, after that play, life been crazy.
Athletically, I don't know that it gets much better than that, you know, in terms of just storybook endings and things that you would create for yourself.
That's history right there. It's even on our rings, Hail Mary, so that's something we're gonna remember forever.